This is Meet the Owner, where business stories come to life with your host, Stephen Dryden Hall. Let's go, people.
Welcome to Boom 7, Meet the Owner, number 20, Chris.
Whoa, I can't believe 20 already.
That's amazing. When I planned 52 a year, but I got busy getting busy, but 20's good. A lot of people give up after 5.
Yeah, and you got over that hump. A lot of people were saying give up.
Give up.
And yet, here we are.
Talk shizzle. But
they're not still saying that to you, are they?
Who's that guy? So welcome the guest. I forgot the guest was here. So we've got Harp Gill from the Rub. Now, I met Harp Gill, who's got a street food business, probably about 8.5 years ago, and he invited me to his garden. And I ate some of his bone, his chicken wings, which he'd smoked. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
How are you?
Yeah, really well. Really well, yeah.
This nearly never happened because I went to NatWest today to be on a Q&A, and I forgot I was doing it, so I had to move something. So we weren't going to do it, but you were actually there as well.
Yes.
So mad.
Well, they contacted me, said, right, do you mind coming in for this? I said I couldn't do it because I had prior arrangement with you, but then you blew me out.
So do you think I was your replacement? I might have been,
because I was the one after, weren't I?
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Prime spot, yeah?
Yeah.
So you've got a street food business. So let's just start with, what were you like at school? Because I don't want to care about that. What were you like at school? Little toddler, what were you like?
You know what? Chatty. Far too chatty.
Nothing's changed.
Do you know what I was? I was far too chatty. Relatively academic.
Yeah.
Quite smart. I sort of sat in that kind of in-betweener crowd.
Yeah, okay.
You know, wasn't quite with
not
the geeks.
boffiny, not geeky.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Not too naughty.
Yeah, got invited to most of the nice parties and things, but, you know, I wasn't... I was relatively shy.
Okay, because I did say toddler, so what sort of parties are we going to?
As a toddler?
Yeah. Raver
Whatever they had, yeah.
That's Raver Milton Keynes.
Well, there you go.
There you go, so it is a thing. So you get into sort of secondary school, what's Harp's like? You know, what's he like in school? Is he listening to teachers?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really, no.
What happened? What was going on?
You know what, it's a complicated age for anyone as a teenager. There's
spots?
A lot of spots.
You changing?
15 spots. In fact, there's you literally ask my mum this because you have met her.
I know your mum.
So ask her this. There are pictures that I won't allow anyone to see. When I was 15, they call it the year from hell.
Oh wow!
I was this spotty, angry little teenager.
Just
that 1 year.
Yeah.
And then I was back to being.
So were you shy? Were you popular? Were you...
So again, somewhere in the middle.
What sort of results did you get then? What'd you get?
I got pretty decent results.
Tell me what they were, because I lied about mine.
Right, so GCSEs or A to Cs.
Okay, what was your best subject?
English.
Okay, so you can write.
I'd say probably English.
Yeah, good.
English and English literature.
Yeah, and what did you do when you left school?
So I went to uni.
Okay.
I didn't finish.
Same.
So I did... I actually did 2 first years. I did a first year in media technology in Southampton. I took a year out. I was like a manager at local Tesco's in Bletchley, and I took a year out. I call it a year out. I didn't know what I was doing. My older brother was at uni in Coventry. I went along to visit him a few times.
Same brother that I worked with?
No, the older one.
Okay, yeah.
The older brother. So I went to... along to a few of the parties that they had at Coventry Uni. I thought, this is a bit of me.
So you did.
So I decided I'm going to go to university.
Yeah, wicked, yeah.
But I had no... I don't think I had any intent of actually studying.
Wow.
Maybe I thought I did. Maybe I convinced myself. So then I did a year. Didn't really finish that year. So then I started something else.
What did you start?
So it's media technology what I started, and then I moved to a marketing degree.
Oh, so you did do marketing, did you?
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, but then maybe 3 months of it.
Finished that as well?
Yeah, and then
I imagine we've had a few chats over the years, so were you very much, I want to earn some money?
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. So I got, let's say a year and a half into kind of university, first year, and decided, no, let's go and earn some money.
What was your first job, though? Was it Tesco's, or do you remember?
No, I mean, my first job was delivering Citizen newspapers.
Citizen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think they deliver them much now, do they?
No, I don't think they do.
And what patch were you on?
So in Bletchley on the Lakes Estate.
Yeah, and it was thick, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were
Back
thick.
in the day.
It was like a double I had a double round.
Yeah.
So we did like all serpentine court.
Yeah.
And kind of a little bit on the
So
periphery.
you brought up in Bletchley?
I was brought up
you
in
Bletchley
Bletchley.
boy?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
I don't think I did, no.
Where were you?
Fishmead.
How were you?
Just as good.
Lakes Estate versus Fisherman.
Just as equal measures.
The eternal debate.
The entrepreneurs come out of there, mate.
Which one's better or worse? I
Is
don't
it?
know.
Well, we had a rough school, but we heard your school was pretty rough as well, right? So secondary school, what did you go to?
Leon.
Oh, so you didn't go to Lakes. Like, what's the other one?
That is the one.
Oh, is that Leon? Yeah. What was it like?
It's all right. You were just used to it then.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it. You know, that a parent coming in having a fight with a teacher, it just seemed normal.
The norm.
It was. It shouldn't have been, but it was.
We got a few. We call them the Bletchley boys. There's a group of us and there's a group of them, and they're a bit older. And you probably will know them, but they're all sound.
Yeah,
they're all sound, and I think you become streetwise as you grow through these places. And you get to communicate with different types of people, which is what builds us, I think. Anyway, so
agreed. It doesn't define you.
No,
where you're from, what you've been through. I think what defines you is how you deal with it.
Yeah, you choose what you do.
You make the decisions of who you want to be, don't you?
So you went to uni, you got a job. What was the job that you went into?
So the first job I did from leaving university was like a telesales job.
Okay.
For a utilities company.
Wow, how was that? Because that's tough, isn't it?
It was all right. You know, I was quite good at the kind of sales side of it, so I did pretty well, and then I kind of got moved up to like a separate project that they had for businesses. So I got moved to that. I then moved across and I did a couple of years just under that, an estate agency.
Before you go there, did you get a lot of training for telesales?
So it's like maybe a week.
So you had a natural skill to talk to people, but they did give you some pointers.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a skill to shut up, as you'll find out.
Did you have a script?
There was a script,
Do you remember it?
No, and I never really went off of it because it just felt
hard.
too scripted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Amazing. And so you went then to like talk to businesses.
Yes.
So you get a bit more serious. How old are you?
20, 21.
What was your driver? Because I think we've spoken about this. You was into, like, you wanted a car, didn't you, and suits, and were you into it when you were early 20s?
Yeah, I just wanted to wear a suit.
You'd be in Flash.
Yeah, I just wanted to be a bit Flash and just look the part. That was.
Were you like all bar one? Were you in there popping champagne? Was that you?
Yeah,
oh God, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
So you did that. You got into corporate world.
Yeah.
How'd you get on with that?
No, it's good. So I did estate agency for a bit. I then moved into car sales, and when I kind of got the job for.
We're going to rewind.
Yeah, go on.
So you're naming all these jobs that people have got bad names in, right?
I did them all.
You did them all, right?
Yeah.
So would you do estate agency first?
So it's telesales.
Telesales, done that. Yeah.
Estate agency.
Yeah. So tell me about estate agency. Who did you work for actually? Do you remember?
Besto Eves.
Okay. Any good?
Yeah, they're brilliant. I had a really good time. Yeah.
Did you sell lots of houses?
Yeah.
Was the market good?
Market was pretty good, yeah. I think I've done most of the sales jobs, and then car sales. I did BMW and Porsche, and then I was recruitment for quite a while. So I've done a lot of the sales jobs.
So you just ticked off the last
literally
one.
Every single
recruitment
one
as well.
Yeah.
So how long were you a estate agent for?
Just a couple of years, and then I moved into the car sales.
Why did you move from there to there? Was it just the transfer?
BMW company car.
So we were just on the phone, Chris,
I was like 22, 23. It was, I thought I'd made it in life.
Yeah, you said you had the pinstripe suit, didn't you?
I had a 3-piece pinstripe suit.
What car was it?
So my first one was a 318.
Okay.
But I had them all, when I was at BMW.
Still a fan?
Yeah, I've got a BMW.
You got a BMW now?
Yeah.
You love that.
Yeah.
And then what was the other? Recruitment as well?
And then recruitment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What industry?
So I did a couple of different industries, but predominantly property.
Oh, so you were doing it in the property world. So what was driving you to, like, how did you get in a buzz from the sale? Like, is that what it was about? Was it about the closing it? Was it just the cash? Like, what was driving you back then?
Do you know what? It was a mixture of things. And I always thought I was really, really motivated by just cash.
Yeah.
Just cash. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever really was.
Okay.
So it was something I'd convinced myself. But the reality is, I think I'm just more motivated by, I know this sounds a bit strange, but kind of being recognised for doing a good job. Just kind of, just the reward from when I was, say, like when I was doing car sales, I was working at Porsche, and I had like an older gentleman come in to buy a car, and I thought, right, okay, I think I know which car is right for him. And I thought I'd sold him the car, right? I thought I took him down to that path, sold him the car, and then on the handover he said, look, I really enjoyed this whole experience, and not once did I feel like you tried to sell me a car.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, so what that and bearing in mind, I still remember that now. That was
you're talking about
20 years ago,
Yeah.
and I've done a lot since then, and I still remember that. And that still resonates with me because that was a real pat on the back. Yes, I sold the car. Yes, I
Did you sell the car?
Yeah, I sold.
I thought you were going to say, but.
No, I sold the car.
Yeah, good.
And I got the commission, and it was really good commission.
Yeah.
And in that month, I was the top salesperson for new cars across the whole country for Porsche. So
Wow.
that was a good sales month.
Yeah.
It was a good rewarding month. But what I remembered more was this feeling that this customer got from me buying.
So were you naturally
selling,
like that
sorry.
anyway?
I believe so. Yeah.
So the product quality,
Yeah.
so your service should be quality, and it kind of matches up, right?
Yeah, I think I'll tell you what. So going in the like the early days of I kind of went into sales from I say after university. But
early
we use that
20s.
loose term.
Yeah. Long time ago.
But so I went into sales, and it used to make me laugh because everybody that I spoke to found out you're in sales. They all used to say to me, "Oh, you must have the gift of the gab. You must have the gift of the gab." And I just never thought gift of the gab sells. I think gift of the gab annoys.
Well, I think
you need the
it's the
ability to-
terminology. So if you say recruitment, estate agent, car sales, you're going to get the same thing as gift of the gab,
Of course.
right? And I'm going to need to stop doing this, but I'm going to talk about myself for a second, right?
Let's do it.
I came back from travelling. Before I went travelling, this guy said to me, "You should work in sales," and I was like, "Ugh, sales. No one likes salespeople." Got it all wrong.
Yeah.
Someone said you should do business development and help someone buy something that they want or need or a service. That just changed it all.
Yeah.
And it's the same for you, right?
It's still
You know, the
sales.
product's wicked. All you're doing is like, listen to what they're going to say and go, well, this is the one for you.
Exactly.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
And actually take the time to understand what people want. And just, you don't need to push anybody. You don't need to do that. I think a lot of those, the gift of the gab type of salespeople, especially, 20 years ago, I think it might be a bit different now, but because I don't think as many of them exist or not successfully.
Yeah.
But those sorts of people are the one transaction and off they go. That was
Yeah,
it. Wham,
yeah.
bam, thank you, ma'am. On to the
Next.
Whereas, you take the time to build a bit of a relationship with somebody. They're
rapport
gonna come back to
building.
you.
Yeah, of course
When I was at BMW, I had as a chap, and he was over from Thailand. He was quite big in the motorsport world, and he bought a car off of me. Did a good job. He then it was his cousin who was a trainee pilot at Cranfield.
Okay.
He bought a car off me. His friend bought a car off me.
Wow.
Then they put me in touch with a load of their friends that were students, like international students down in London, in at South Bank, and they all bought cars off me. So it's like 8 or 9 cars off of that
Bang.
one sale.
Just for like being cool and just knowledgeable as well.
Yeah.
How important's technical?
Not as
Was it
important
not?
because if you don't know, you can find out.
Yeah.
I think not making it up.
Yeah.
Because people
Blagging
can
it.
see through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to blag it, people can see through that. So if you don't know, I mean, I was quite technical because I was a bit geeky with the cars because I enjoyed it, so I was quite
Yes.
passionate about it, and I think that helped. But some of the best salespeople had no interest in cars.
Have you been into reading self-help books?
Yeah, and I still do.
When did you start that?
Probably about 26.
Okay.
Yeah, 25, 26.
Do you remember the types of books you were reading?
The first one was The Art of Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to say that.
Really
What's that all about?
complicated.
Yeah.
I started reading it. It's all quantum mechanics and the psychology of the brain.
Wow.
And I started reading it at that age. I didn't finish it because it was so complicated, and I didn't pick it back up until my mid-30s.
Okay. What else were you reading? Do you remember some books?
Yeah, so Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes, of course.
That was one I just picked up the other day that I.
What made you do the reading bit? Because like yourself, I didn't read while I was at school or outside of school, and then
Yeah, no.
probably
As a kid,
Yeah.
I probably read a few. But when you're young, Magic
Yeah.
Faraway Tree and things
Okay.
like that. I read that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the books that people talk about, I did not read. If you speak to people now, probably a bit younger than us, and they grew up reading Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Never did that at all.
But why were you getting into these self-help books? What happened?
Because I
Do you
wanted
remember?
to improve myself.
Oh, you did.
That was it. I just, like I say, initially I think I was driven by the material element. I thought life's too short to not drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis
Yeah.
and live in big houses. That's
Yeah.
not what my goals are these days. But that's kind of where I was, and I thought, right, how do we get there? But ultimately, I don't think I was that happy, really. You're just always looking for something, aren't you?
Because you were working in London, weren't you? So was you doing the daily commute?
Yeah.
How was that?
It just became autopilot.
Yeah. How long were you doing it for?
Maybe 4 years.
Yeah,
and then I did
work.
about 3 years driving into London as well.
Okay.
So I used to drive to Essex, where I was working at a BMW dealership there. So I did that for maybe 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So I've spent best part of maybe 7.
Tiring
7.5 years.
Eventually.
Very tiring, yeah.
Party time?
Really, yeah. We're in the recruitment world
Yes.
in London. So the last job, right up until kind of when I met you, that's what I was doing. And 2 or 3 times a week, you're kind of out drinking till quite late.
So you've what, 30s now?
So yeah,
20s,
so
late
getting into my
20s,
mid-30s
yeah.
at this point now.
It's starting to get harder, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hangovers.
Yeah, because you just write off. Saturday's written off.
Yeah, yeah. So you're into cars? You still into cars?
I mean, yeah. Not like I was. Not at
You
all.
wouldn't have a rubbish car, but you like a car.
I appreciate nice things. With
Yeah.
most things, I don't think I'm overly geeky about anything as much as I was.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I like cars, but I don't. People talk to me and they say, "Oh, this car's got this and this doesn't." I don't know.
Not bothered. Who cares? So a few years ago, I was invited to someone's house. I think he was in an old church, and this guy Mike had invited lots of foodies from Milton Keynes, and we were at dinner. We all brought a dish. I didn't get that memo. I didn't bring a dish, right? And then we had dinner, and it was really weird. I was sort of out of my comfort zone. I didn't really know what was going on, but I'd started the food awards, right? And then a few months later, he said, "Oh, come down. We're going to do a street food thing." And I was like, "What's a street food thing?" And it was at the bus station down
the
Central
Busby.
Keynes. Busby, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the first street food event of all of Milton Keynes, right? So fast forward a few years, in the street food scene, I'd met you.
Yes.
And you'd started the Rub, and you invited me, as I said at the start, to your garden. And I remember you giving me a bottle of sauce, actually, which congealed because it was hot, and then it sort of, all the fat went to the top.
That's it.
And you were doing wings, and you were like, "Try these wings." I was like, "Oh my God, amazing." So you went into street food and you started the Rub.
Yeah.
How did you start a business?
Wing and a prayer. So, right.
Wing and a prayer. Let me just say, by the way, we're doing this opposite wing stuff.
yeah, we are.
Yeah,
Literally.
competitor. They've done all right.
Really well. Very smart business.
Smart business.
Very smart business.
But how did you start yours? Maybe one day.
Yeah, we'll work to that. So it's something I'd been thinking about for a while. So I was living out in the Middle East, living and working out in the Middle East, and when I was moving back, I started putting a business plan together, which later became the Rub BBQ.
Yes.
So I put this business plan together, moved back. Had a probably about 6 months to a year just sort of bouncing around, helping one of my mates who was setting up a couple of shops with his business and doing a few bits, chauffeuring for other mates at weddings, just working
Random
out what
stuff.
I'm going to do, right?
Yes.
Taking a bit of time out, and then I thought, right, I'm gonna set up this business, and then I ended up going back into the corporate world for what was then 2 years.
What were you doing?
It's a recruitment again.
Recruitment.
Yeah. So I went back into that, and whilst I was doing that, kind of like saying the long nights, just wasn't enjoying it anymore. I wasn't getting the buzz I used to get at all. The highs were a lot harder to kind of come by. I wasn't
You hit it
really
already,
enjoying it. Yeah. So I kind of then revisited my business plan and thought, right, I think I need to give this a go. So I got myself a logo together. One of my friends owns a number of local businesses and is a good friend, and I went to he had a housewarming party, and it was his wife's 30th, so I went there, and my new smoker that I had.
So were you a good cook?
I've always
Were you the guy like, Harp's cooks well?
I've always kind of been commended for my cooking. It's something I've done from a really young age.
Okay.
So I've always cooked. I've been that friend in the group where you go around their house and everyone's like, "You're right, you cook, you run the barbecue, you're making the pizzas," and I really sort of used to pride myself on just doing everything from scratch. Right, I'm making a Thai curry today. Right, okay, I'm doing a sea bass dish. Let me buy a sea bass and fillet it and learn how to do that. So I'd always really
passion,
So I'd pride myself, and I used to, I was living kind of around the corner in central Milton Keynes, and just by myself, and I'd invite my family round, and I'd do like a Halloween dinner, and I do 3 courses Halloween themed. You
Yeah,
know, just kind of had a real
So
passion for it. Yeah.
So what do you remember your first gig as the Rub in your little 3x3 tent?
So I did. The first gig I did was for a friend of mine who's a PT.
Okay.
And it wasn't one that made me any money.
Yeah.
It was something he put on for his guys, for his clients. So we just popped up, and I just said to my mum and my sister, I said, right, you guys are coming to help me today.
So that makes me laugh. Your mum and your sister. I think you've got your mum and your sister in from day one all the way through, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because now I don't think I ever see you and your mum and sister. They're not always in there, but
no, they're a lot less now. Now
yeah.
I've got kind of people working.
They were your foundation,
for me.
weren't they? They really helped
Absolutely,
you.
yeah. For first, certainly 5.5, 6 years, definitely.
That's
Every
crazy,
event.
right? That they've spent so much time. Who's the personal trainer, by the way?
Mikey from. Five Star Fitness.
Okay,
Sorry,
I weren't sure
Mikey.
my name, yeah. So you did that, didn't make any
So
money.
Mikey Crowley, he's a really good friend. He's literally one of my best mates. So I've known him for a long time. So we're doing some more bits this year, actually. But
That's good.
so we kind of did that, and that was like a dry run.
Yeah.
And then my first actual gig was Delapre Abbey.
Yeah.
And it was a guy, he used to run, his name was Pete, he used to run a business called Uncle Sandwich. He had a big van, Sandwich, like SAM, Uncle Sam, but Sandwich. And I think I was his first confirmed person.
Okay.
And it was my very first gig. It was the 25th of August, 2017.
How are you
I
feeling?
remember it well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? Not as nervous as I should have been,
Yeah,
because I had no idea what I was in for.
Yes.
And I had my barbecue at the back, my mum, my sister at the front, and I'm, cooking pulled pork, ribs, chicken wings, and this halloumi burger. A couple of people come and support, and we were so busy. We sold out so quick. I think I'd underestimated how much food I'd need. Didn't quite understand quantities either.
Of course, do you remember how much your unit of food was? 'Cause I'm thinking back there, was it like between 5 and 7 quid?
Yeah, you know what? I found some pictures. I was looking at some old pictures.
Did you look at the price?
Yeah, I think it was £5.
Yeah, that was the price, wasn't it?
Yeah,
5,
it's
7.
like half the price of what it is now.
If you charge
maybe
7,
5 or 6.
Oh, £7 for this.
Yeah,
oh, it's
it
like
was
a
real
restaurant.
top end.
Yeah.
People think you're charging London prices if you were charging that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you sold out quickly. Did you know, because there's an art in knowing how many people are there, how much food do I prep, and how many staff do I have, and when do I go shop? There's no clue, is there?
Didn't have a clue. And back then, it used to take me 3 days prep for one event.
Yeah.
Literally 3 days to prep for one event.
Yeah.
So off the back of that, I think it was my second event was for the lad I went to school with, his partner, now wife. Kerry, so she did this is like a dog event, and she's done really well of it. She's been on like This Morning on TV and things like that. So I think that was my then second event, and it was at Willem Pavilion. And again, we were nice and busy. It was back end of the year, or back end of the summer, and then I did a few more events that kind of tied me over till the end of the 2017.
It's quite interesting.
And I've handed in my notice by this point after my first event.
So you were working and you were side hustling.
No, and then I did one event. And then handed in my notice.
So that's brave.
Because it was maybe a bit stupid.
Did you have some savings though?
Not much.
So it was stupid.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you go in the deep end, you got to paddle. You got to get going, haven't you?
Everyone works differently, and I don't think that would suit everyone. For me, I need a bit of pressure. To get things really going. Okay. So sometimes I will say yes to it was a I think it's a Richard Branson terms, another book.
I think it's Alan Sugar. I know what you're going to say. What are you going to say?
No, I think it's called am I allowed to swear on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Podcast. I think it's literally called Fuck It and Do It Anyway.
Yes, it's Richard Branson,
Richard Branson book. And in there he says, if you get offered an opportunity, say yes and work out later how to do it.
Right, so Alan Sugar also claims that as well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Well, I read it from Richard Branson.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So someone started it.
Yeah,
I bet it weren't those two.
No, of course not. They're
so you need pressure.
So for me it works. Not always, because, there's a certain level of stress, and I've had that within this business where it has peaked and been a bit too high.
Let's talk about when I first met you, because obviously I know the scene a little bit. I'd ran the food awards.
Yes.
And there was even a group of like street fooders. They weren't WhatsApp, it was like a Facebook group.
Yeah, that's
and,
it.
I always felt like you were this new kid on the block, and without even saying anything, I didn't think you were getting in that group. I feel like it was already like set, and you were like, "Hey, I'm over here," and we spoke about it at the time.
We did, yeah.
And there's people that help, and there's people that maybe just don't want to shout out to give you help. Did you feel that when you first started?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did. There were certain people that actually did help me out.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I made a few calls, and there were some people that really did give me the time of day and really did want to talk, but there were a few that didn't, and I think I've found that even, you know, since then, not just the kind of local network, even just some of the events I go to in, you know, around the country, and because I'm just so forthcoming and open, I don't mind. It doesn't matter. For me, bringing up your competitors, bringing up people within the industry helps everyone.
Yeah,
you know,
it's funny, isn't it? People get threatened by something new.
Very guarded. Whereas
if you've got a good product, you're friendly, you've got a good brand, set the right price, you can do well.
Yeah,
you won't get every gig, but you're not going to get every gig anyway.
And you can't. And you know what? Not every gig gets delivered as well as you want. Most of them do, and you know, I'm really fortunate in you know how we do things and the team I've got, and everything's pretty much always delivered well, but it's not always. We had one last week, it didn't go to plan at all.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What happened? That's what we want to know about.
Just
don't worry, you're still going to get bookings, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
What went wrong?
We had a couple of people that were sick.
Yeah.
And I was unable myself to be there. And
were you driving around in your BMW somewhere?
Busy driving around. No, I did have some of the meetings with potential franchisees, so I was elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so the guys that did it, you know, kind of on reflection, maybe they need more training from my side.
So did you get complaints?
Yeah.
And how do you patch that up? What's your strategy for that?
So firstly is just to try and find out what the complaint's about, because I think it's quite easy. The first thing that happened was we had a technical issue, which meant one of the items wasn't available because there's a technical issue on the truck. There's nothing we can do about that, and it's how that's handled.
Yes.
So perhaps that wasn't necessarily handled in the best way, but then the staff are stressed out and under pressure. Yeah. So I think there's a real snowball effect. So if there's one thing to complain about, all of a sudden there's everything to complain about. So I think it's how you manage that. So I don't necessarily think the first thing to do with a complaint is to walk in there and start apologising for everything.
No, you've got to listen now.
You have to understand what's happened, first of all. And I think what's important is to fact find from every angle.
Yeah, that's good. And you become more professional, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Let's listen. What's your problem? Can we help you?
Yeah.
La, la, la.
Yeah.
So you went
and you have to acknowledge that there is that you acknowledge they feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And you're here to try to understand why and to work out the best resolve.
That's it. So you were setting up a 3x3 gazebo.
Yeah.
Round logo, I remember it, black and red.
Yeah.
How long did you have one of those for before you thought, do you know what, I need a horse box?
About a year.
Was that only a year?
Yeah.
Was that a year? God,
yeah.
It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah. Well, no, it's probably so the horse box came in 2019.
Yeah.
So August 27, back end of August 2017 in the gazebo, all of 2018 in the gazebo, and then I think about February or March, so about 18 months.
Why did you change setup?
To make my life easier, to attract a different clientele as well. Okay. So for the weddings and the corporate gigs, we were doing a few weddings in our 3x3. We did a couple of corporate gigs in the 3x3, but I felt it really restricted us.
And also setup time.
Yes.
You got to set up.
I mean, the setup was a lot harder. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. You're in a van. You drive. You know, you turn up. You've got to set up, pack down, and having kind of been in this world for a long time, especially in this country, you're doing it in all weathers.
Oh,
we've been in blizzards. Yeah. We've been in torrential rain. 60 mile per hour gusts. It doesn't matter.
And is that a waiting for the customer to come or a prepaid event?
A mixture.
Do you know what I'm
saying?
A mixture,
yeah. I mean, we've done. If it's a prepaid gig, you're there regardless, aren't you?
Smiling.
But we've done some back in the gazebo. Pop up events for £100 takings in
we've all been there.
Terrible weather.
Did you purposely sell out of chicken wings early? Because I would always go to an event, see you, go, hey Harbs, didn't want to be the guy to get to the front of the queue or just go to the side. Hey, chicken, no, that's side, mate. Every time, it was like 3 years.
It's just, I tell you what it was down to certain things. It's prep time, cooking time, and there's only a certain amount that you can bring. So with the chicken wings, there's a certain amount we bring. I mean, we've done Wingfest in London for the last 2 years, And
how many units you take to
we
Wingfest?
did 480 kilos.
What does that mean? How many chicken wings is that? Do you know?
That's a lot. I mean, I have got the figures.
Yeah, but it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nearly half a ton of wings in 3 days.
Half a ton
Yeah.
of chicken wings.
Yeah.
That's a lot of wings.
That's a lot of wings. Yeah.
Love that. So you have been doing the business for a long time. You went to the horse box, and then you got this big shiny truck. So what happened there?
Right. So, well, I mean, there's a bit of a story
Yeah.
before kind of getting to that. So I'll kind of tell you that. So horse box, 2019. You were in a panel that we were talking about earlier today. So actually, I was about to sell the business. We'd agreed to sell on the business. It got too much, actually. I think we grew too quick. We took on too much.
But you started falling out of love with it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that happens. You know,
Yeah.
you do this thing, and you are almost on autopilot.
Became autopilot. It became a bit more about the money, getting on, you know, right, I was getting bigger weddings and events and corporates, and, you know, it was, you become a bit of a victim of your own kind of success to a point.
Course. Yeah.
And it's difficult to say no. It's so difficult. You get offered something, and, you know, as much as I said earlier, right, you say yes and work out later how to do it, but you've also got to have the capacity to be able to do it.
The team, the prep, the space.
Exactly. So I'm taking on things I shouldn't. You know, I've got. I'm really the only full-time person in the business at this point, and I've got a couple of people that help me out here and there. And it's unfair for them to go and run events, and they got a point where, you know, I was struggling a little bit, maybe feeling some of the earlier events, let's say, you know, might have one a month, but they're not delivered as they should be, which is quite a high number. Take on too much, it was causing stress at home. It was just, you know, so thought, right, let's just sell this and get back a normal job. And
what would have been the normal job?
I'd have probably gone back in some sort of recruitment.
Would you?
Yeah. So I had some interviews, and I was in talks, and we came close to signing up with you know, a couple of people, sort of like head of talent type roles in with some kind of new companies in the food industry. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd have hated it.
Yeah. Working for someone else again.
Yeah, you feel like you become a bit unemployable when you've worked for yourself. But I think so. You know, if you're adaptable, you can do it. It's fine. You know, you can find ways around it. So, you know, I think if you push comes to shove, you have got to do it. You can do it, but it weren't the ideal. And then I agreed to sale on the business. Then the whole thing with COVID happened.
Yeah.
Pulled the sale, obviously.
So what happened during COVID? Because obviously, was that good for you or bad? Like, what happens during that period?
To me, it's brilliant, to be honest. So, I did get some support with some grants and things like that, bounce back loan grants, and, you know, kind of that. So that helped me because it took a bit of the pressure from a financial perspective. Yeah. Paid off a few bits in the business. Most of the weddings we had booked in 2020, we managed to kind of move across for 21, 22 and up into 23. A few we cancelled, we kind of gave their money back, kind of helped with that, but it just helped me just reset everything I wanted to do. I was still working. We were doing these drive for events, some pop-ups. We did some bits for charity in the NHS and things like that.
Amazing.
I was doing these boxes where I was had them sort of pre-packed, so like barbecue boxes,
and
like delivering them to people's houses.
Backpack them or not?
Yeah, vac packs. So vac packs, like, you know, ribs and sausages and burgers.
Would you come back to that? Because do you know what? It went quiet on that front. But if I knew I could pick up a VAT packed box that's been pre-done by a local company, I'd probably buy that. Yeah,
I would, but not now.
No.
Somebody asked me this the other day, and the truth is, you've only got a certain amount of capacity on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now, quite up to capacity with the prep we're doing for our current events, and now with, you know, franchise coming up, so by the next few months we're going to have to do that as well. So actually to sort of pre-pack,
timing, it's not right.
It is timing, and doing small amounts isn't profitable. You've got to sell them at such a high. Same with the sauces. You know, we've been talking about, you probably asked me this again best part of 8 years ago about bottling the sauces, and I get asked this a lot. And yes, you know, I've even got labels made up and
ready,
all the rest of it, but it does take time, and you need to scale up the production, you can't do it the same as I do for make 10 litres for...
It's the same with cake makers.
Yeah.
It takes so long to make a cake, but by the time you work out the hours, it's not really any money in there.
No.
What's the point?
Exactly.
So it's the same as well.
Yeah.
So I always say to people in street food or in business, paid up front. So there's probably 3 options. You've got option stand in the field, pay your pitch fee, wait for the sun, hope the people come out, and they buy all your stuff and they queue up. Okay, option 1.
Yeah.
Option 2 is a wedding. They ring you up. They say, "Can you do our wedding? Here's the menu. Thanks very much." And there's option 3, corporates. Can you do a launch party paid up front? Which 2 are the best? If you, think
I mean, the prepaid by far.
Prepaid, right?
But we do all 3.
You do. I know you do.
Yeah. So you have to. I mean, obviously, we started off on the events, the pop-ups, and they're I think they're still worth doing for a couple of reasons. Number 1, I like doing them. There are some really fruitful events, but you're getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Some of the best kind of corporate gigs I've got have come off the back of
100%.
We're doing an event at Campbell Park, and someone took a card, and a couple of months later we're catering 950 people at Amazon. Things like that. So it's still worth doing that.
You're doing it, aren't you? Doing something in August for Campbell Park?
I am, yeah.
What's that called?
The MK Weekender.
Wow, that's going to be.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, Martin Kemp, Horizon Radio are hosting it. You've got who else? Scouting for Girls, Charlie Hedges, Radio 1. The Ibiza, Chris Gregg. Chris Gregg is on stage. Yes,
he's the headline.
Rave Talk. He's going to be banging.
No, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I love. We've done lots of events together, and even at my kids' school, you were there.
Yeah,
you actually personally weren't there that day. I don't think it was Robin. He's a story.
Yeah. I did pop up after.
You did, yeah. Really good event. We underestimated it
massively,
and we're in talks to do the second one. It's their 10th birthday, so there's that marketing piece, isn't there?
Yes.
Now
and also community.
Massive.
I think a community, like some of the events we do are, they might be just for a charity or for a school. I did an event for my old school, and I went by myself, and it was really weird because I'd not been anywhere near that area for 20 years. Then my premises was round the corner.
Yeah.
Well, I had no reason to go there. I had one friend there that I'd see occasionally, and I got contacted, and I ended up going and doing the school event, and just by absolute chance, see a couple of old school friends whose kids were there.
Yeah.
And actually, the deputy head, I did his wedding.
Oh,
Again,
wow.
That was completely by chance, and that was it made me no money, but. I think
Give
sometimes
back.
It's not you can't just make every event about making money.
No, I agree.
I don't think, for me personally, I think you focus on doing a good job, picking the right events. Yes, they've got to be commercially viable, and yes, certain events you'll make a lot of money on, but not every event needs to make you that money.
What's your model for events? Because we host events, we do them on behalf of people as well, and then when you mention like Glastonbury, when you mention F1, they all sound like these sexy major ones, but what comes with that is massive pitch fees. So have you got
not
a formula?
Even just the pitch fees.
And the take-ins, right? Percentage of take-ins as well.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose that will come under your pitch fee, but the setup, the scale.
What is your
huge.
model? So if someone says, "I want X amount of pounds to be here," do you have a formula?
Yeah.
Tell me what it is, please.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
Business. Meet the owner. Let's go. What you got?
So right. So my formula. So the absolute bread and butter events are my corporate events.
Yeah.
So that's it. So it'll be a kind of a set fee, a set time.
Know what you're cooking.
Know exactly what you're cooking for how many people, and the timing's right. So you can plan. I know how much food. I know my staff costs. Up front. The vast majority of what we do is corporate events. Yeah. So the guys are at one now.
But what's your formula? If say I don't know, you've not done Silverstone, no, have you?
No.
Grand Prix?
No.
So if they come to you and they go, "We want you to come on," what's the formula that you're going to take the risk? Because it's a risk still, isn't it?
Yeah.
They say X amount of people.
Yeah.
But then they all of a sudden have X amount of vendors and all who's buying what?
Well, for something like that, so we did get offered it a few years ago and I turned it down. But I'd love to get back in there now, so I am in talks now. But I don't think
tag them in.
I don't think I was ready for it.
Yeah, okay.
When we were offered it back in 2019.
And also, you've got a lot of friends in the industry now. You can own the numbers,
exactly,
the real numbers. Right?
So the truth is, from a formula perspective, actually, if it's something like Silverstone, you'd just go for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, like I said earlier, something like that, if it's something with such gravitas, I did get offered, not Glastonbury itself, but one of the glamping sites last year. But again, I decided against it because it's difficult to know what you're taking. We stayed on that glamping site the year before, so I kind of knew it, and it was busy. But it's then paying, you've got to pay staff. That's
stay
part
over.
of 6 days.
Yeah.
Stay in there all the time. So, there's a couple of other events that we've done where actually, although they've been great to do, I think I'd either reassess what I'm charging because there's some hidden costs I hadn't worked out.
So you're still learning.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Someone said to me the other day, they said 500 people per food outlet. That's what it said.
Yeah, and that's not always true.
Does that
either.
work? So 3,000 people, you'd have to have 6.
If it's it depends on the event as well. So I've done events where there's 300 people and 3 vendors, but then it's a food event, and those 300 people, everyone's buying 1.5 items. Yeah. So from 300 people, it's 450 sales across, 3 traders in a short period of time. Actually is worth it. But then we've done other events where they've said there's 500 people and we're by ourselves and we've taken less.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
It all depends on what the event is. It depends on the weather. It depends on what people are there for.
Let me tell you a story. We was at the Bletchley Carnival, me and Jeff the chef.
Yeah.
He won the food award, so we did business together. Jeff the chef catering. It was a match made in heaven.
Hot dogs.
You remember the dogs? My wife went into the garage like, what is that in the garage? It was a hog roast machine.
Yeah.
Right, she didn't know.
Maybe a hog roast machine.
So she was moaning until New Year's Eve when we were having hog roast for dinner with friends. Right. So I got her back. So year 1, we sold out really quickly, Bletchley Carnival. So we were like, we're going to buy another machine. Year 2, sold about half pig because the weather weren't right. People didn't want to eat.
No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got
we
it
had
wrong.
a few shockers last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weirdly, so last year was a bit of an odd year. So some of the most solid, consistent events were down about 20% as a pop-ups.
Right.
But then we were up probably about 40% in terms of our corporates.
Yeah.
And we did less weddings last year.
Yeah.
This year we're back up to what we normally do. I was just trying something different, to be honest. I wanted to get out to a few different events, especially with the franchise. We were, let's go to different parts of the country and go do 2-3 day events just to kind of get our name out there. I've kind of, this year, I've gone back a little bit, so we're still doing as many weddings as we normally do. We're still obviously pushing the corporate side, and we'll still do the pop-ups, the ones that are worth doing. The MK Weekender.
The Weekender, that's 14th, 15th, 16th August, Milton Keynes, Campbell Park. Chris Gregg is on stage.
We'll get one more plug in before the end.
We're in power. We do whatever we want in here, right? Get tickets online. Bosh. You know Shane Clark?
Yeah.
So has he offered you to do his wedding fair yet?
Yeah, you mentioned it, and he mentioned it. We're doing something else with him as well.
Is that Ultra Vegas?
Yeah.
Do you know Ultra Vegas playing here every Friday night? Horizon Radio and Pod Midsummer Place, Chris?
Love it.
Yeah, tune in every Friday night from 10 o'clock.
Why can't we plug? We're the pluggers, right?
Yeah,
We're the plug men.
Yeah. Because they're Lakehurst Park's around the corner from me, isn't it?
100% shout out to Lakehurst.
Yeah.
Right near you.
Yeah.
You've done well over the years. I seen you at a talk this morning, and I see you walking in, and I literally targeted you, and I said, he started doing chicken wings, gave me some chicken wings, gave me some sauce, and I went, what's your turnover? And everyone in the room went, and you went, 550 grand? I was like, mate, legendary. You know, it's not all profit, but I've seen you grow in many ways.
Less profit. It's more turnover than the previous year.
Oh yeah, the profit.
Because everything's gone back into it last year.
Yeah, and also costs have gone up.
Yeah, costs have gone up.
Haven't they?
We've tried to maintain as much as we can.
Yeah.
So we've taken a bit of a brunt of it ourselves, I'll be honest, and I've almost everything went back into it with the new premises.
So you have, I mean, I've been there. I've been in your little office. You've got your little. It's like a TV studio.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you are pretty famous in your own mind.
In my own mind.
Because you do all these adverts, these Christmas adverts. How much input do you? I asked you this question this morning. There was a moment where you were really invested in your video and your Instagram and your creativity. That's got to massively have helped your business, has it?
Yeah.
Have you got gigs from it? I mean, can you directly say it's come because of?
You know what? A few. Yeah. There's a few that have come from it, but it's intangible, isn't it? You can't. It's really difficult to to quantify
Yeah.
any sort of advertising or marketing, but one thing I do know is I have to do it and keep it consistent. And I have, just the hits on the site are down if you're not pushing. And there's probably over the last 3 years, there's probably been a couple of months where I thought, beginning of the year, actually, I don't want to invest X amount on marketing this.
Okay.
Because it's difficult. When you're kind of during the quieter months, you're tightening the purse strings.
So do you use a formula to say, right, if I turn over 100 grand, 1% is in marketing? Do you have a number like that?
No. I just have a target of, right, this is what I want to do with the marketing. The budget's just gone up because we're doing an extra day of filming now because I'm doing stuff for my own kind of YouTube
you said that.
video. Yeah. So
what agency do you use?
Am I allowed to plug?
Yeah, we're plugging them.
Good ideas.
So I'm going to give them credit because they make you look good, right? So that's good.
That's got to be good.
They make your products look good.
Yeah.
It's cool. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
It's like, without being big-headed, it is like you're your own celebrity in a food that you love showcasing, and the stories that you're doing are just funny. And it's tongue-in-cheek, and when you get your Christmas hat on.
Yeah.
And it's just fun, right?
Yeah.
And do you know what?
I just have fun with it now.
It has to be fun.
It was quite different, when you first do it, because to start with, I always had this sort of preconceived idea. I always had an idea of growing the brand.
Yeah.
And I wanted it a brand. I kind of called it a brand from day one.
Yes.
For years, it wasn't a brand. It was just me stood in front of a smoker.
With your mum and your sister.
And my mum and my sister in tow. So for years, it wasn't necessarily a brand, but I always called it a brand because I always wanted to grow it into
the rub,
a brand.
isn't it? Yeah, of course.
So I kind of had that at the forefront of my mind. So I didn't want it just to be my face. I didn't want it to be Harp's Kitchen,
Yeah.
So we kind of went down the route of doing the marketing. The guy said, look, you need to get in front of the camera. And I didn't feel comfortable. I don't know about that. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that because I feel it detracts from the business. But if anything, actually it has helped grow the business, and it's had more of an impact on that side than I thought, because now there's not, because it is a bigger business now, but it probably has before it was a bigger business, it had the feel of a bigger business online.
Yeah.
So there wasn't the expectation that I'm going to be everywhere.
Because you rebranded as well, didn't you?
So rebranded, yeah. So when we went down, probably going back 20 minutes actually. So during that bit after COVID, and then we decided to launch a takeaway. So I took on a new premise. I thought, right, I need to get out of the house. And I took on a premises and decided, let's do a takeaway from it.
I went to a launch.
You did go to the launch, of course you did. Yeah,
Yes.
top of the list for the invite.
I don't know if I was, but
Nah,
hey.
you stand somewhere.
I was there, don't
anyway.
worry. Yeah.
So we did this nice launch, did the takeaway. We were doing really well from the takeaway, but I found it actually got in the way of the core business.
Too much.
It was too much.
Too much.
And then we were having a sort of conversation with me and my wife. She said, look, you really like the truck side of the business, and it's far more profitable and it's a lot more viable. Why don't you just look to get another truck? And I thought, right, let's go get another truck.
Mrs. Gill, well done.
Mrs. Gill, yeah. And then I just thought, I think we're going to go with the franchise. So we went in for a meeting with the marketing guys.
Yeah.
And my wife sat with me as well. She had a few months where she'd sort of taken off between contracts and worked with me. And whilst we're having a conversation, she said, right, this is what I want to do. We're going to go with the franchise. We're going to, there was a long process to kind of get to where we are now. But this was a couple of years ago. And just out of the blue, whilst we're talking, my wife turns and said to the marketing guy, do you think we need a rebrand? And I thought, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah.
A rebrand. And then he said, yeah, I think so.
Of course he did.
I thought, well,
that's what I would have said. Hey, come and spend some money.
It's the first time I'd ever heard we needed a rebrand, but actually looking at my old logo, which was fine, but the rebrand made sense. So then we did the rebrand, which all kind of came as part of the build up to the franchise.
Do you
model.
believe by having a sexy brand, you could add an extra pound to a piece of food because the brand's so strong?
Yes and no. I don't think you should necessarily
No.
just add money because of the brand.
No.
However, yes,
helps.
but if you've got, I think the brand, but it has to be tied in with a reputation.
Yeah.
So if the reputation's right, but yes, like we mentioned, behind us,
We're not even mentioning that. It is in Midsummer Place. You have to find it yourself.
But the first kind of few weeks of them, the guys opening, there were queues and queues.
Right.
There's another place over there.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I have.
Do you like it? I like it.
I thought it was really nice.
Yeah,
I went there
Yeah.
with a mate, and I was a bit under the weather, and I had some wings. And then a few days later, I went back on my own. I had burger and wings.
Right, guys.
And I went for it.
It's called Smoke and Pepper. It's in Midsummer Place. We are in Midsummer Place. We can still shout about other people.
Yes, of course we
but
can.
it's like you eat places, right? Lots of chefs go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
They don't eat foie gras and smoked this.
But I don't think there's anything
this.
wrong with that.
I don't
It's
think
just,
so
you know,
either.
it's an appreciation of all things. And I think supporting other businesses is good. You know, kind of whoever they are.
So have you your franchise? Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, go on.
Have you sold any yet?
Yes.
Where and how? Where are they? Who are
Up
they?
in London.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the Rub is in London.
Not yet.
It's coming.
Yeah. So trucks are going into build.
Amazing. That's quite
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and then we're just waiting for. We don't know where the next one's going to be, but there's maybe just on the edge of the Cotswolds. There's somebody
Okay.
there. There's somebody just south of there, and then there's a couple up north. So
Is it long? But it takes time.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
takes
yes.
time.
I mean, some of these we've literally been talking to for over a year.
Wow. And with the, are you doing like, are you capturing the fit out of the truck? As a
Everything.
Timeline and.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the wrong word to say. It's timeline. Chris, what do they call it when you film something slowly or fast?
Time lapse.
Time lapse.
Time lapse,
Are you
yeah.
time lapsing the build?
Yeah,
I thought you might be.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
great because that's the story.
yeah. It's part of the story, especially so we've got. Like I say, we've got a few that are signed, and we've got quite a few that are waiting to sign. I do feel a part of it is right. Let's see how the first few go.
Yeah, but then what
part
you
of
wait
it-
for, yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So not everyone wants to be the first.
No, so what's the model? And I'm going to try and guess the model.
Okay, go on.
So you cook the food that they have to buy. They buy the truck that you fit out. You help them market, probably through your agency actually, to get gigs and show them how you did it. Is that
Pretty
it?
much. To a point,
Woo!
yeah. A very simplified version, but yeah.
That's just
definitely.
getting business.
So it's kind of following the business model of a lot of very successful franchise businesses. So what we've gone down. So this is a thing, and again, I sort of mentioned it this morning in that talk. So something that's sort of stopped me for years from growing the business or franchising is you're just not trusting people to do what you do.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I had this little moment where it's like it's about trusting yourself to
It's
put
your
in the right
baby, and you kind of
processes.
like get off.
Yeah,
I'm the
it
same
is
with the
your
food
baby.
awards.
Of course.
I'm the guy that goes to see
But
everyone.
you're always still there, aren't you? You're always still watching. I see you always in the background.
But then if you give
Yeah.
jobs to do for people
and
that
you
do it well,
but
then
you
actually,
teach them how to do it.
yes.
So it's about trusting you to put the right
Yeah, of
processes in
course.
place.
Yes.
And with the franchise, again, I have seen some businesses I know over the years that have launched a franchise model, but all they've done is license somebody for the name and given them the recipe.
got to get involved.
And it's never as good.
No.
So I think to maintain absolute control and consistency for the business is to kind of everything to come from us. Now, that
So
works
you-
well for everyone.
So you're a little bit like a factory warehousey type.
Literally.
Yeah.
So
backpack. Make it.
we're still making an income
Yeah.
from our franchise network purchasing from us.
Yes.
They're still getting it cheaper than they could do anyway because of the buying power we have, because of the volume we're buying.
Yes.
So they wouldn't realistically have the
And the quality's the same.
and the quality is the same, yeah.
consistency,
But the
yeah.
time it takes, but then also it's taken that away from them. So it's taken that one job away from them, which means they can focus more on marketing their business or getting out and delivering events. So that, like I said right at the beginning, it used to take me 3 days prep for one event.
You can teach them how, right?
Now they don't have to even think about that. They just need to know, here's the formula, this is what you need to order for each event.
So I'm in the market to buy a Harp truck, right?
Yes.
Let's talk some numbers, okay? This
Go on.
is Boom 7 Meet the Owner, right?
Yeah.
So I want to buy one of your trucks,
Yeah.
and I'm going to put it in Manchester. Let's just say Manchester.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what I'm waiting for someone in
Manchester's
Manchester.
like happening, right? You can say the same with Leeds, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Let's just say Manchester.
Oh no,
right?
Manchester's one of my favourite cities.
Right. So how much am I paying to get how much am I paying in to get a franchise from you?
So overall fee for everything
Yes.
is between 50 and 60.
Which is fine, because if you take redundancy, sell your house, there's money for
Yeah.
the right people, right?
Yeah. So the people, there's a lot of, like we're saying, people that have been made redundant, people that have been working for years and
Inheritance.
saving up. Yeah, an element of it is the largest cost is actually from the the truck.
Yeah, of course.
And that can be asset financed.
Yes.
In fact,
we know a company.
Well, we got them on.
Did you get there?
Yeah.
Orient Finance, Milton Keynes. We'll talk about Milton Keynes today. Horizon Radio.
They are on the case, definitely, yeah. So we've got, so a large part of it can be asset financed anyway.
Yeah.
So the biggest cost, which, that can be just, paid off over.
Right, so I've got my truck.
Yeah.
Are you going to help me do my social media and set it all up?
Absolutely.
Is that your marketing agency?
Yeah.
So they get in a cut. Are you doing in the agreement where you have to pay for your truck?
Yeah.
And you have to pay a marketing fee?
There's a marketing levy, yeah.
So they're going to help you do the things.
Exactly.
Probably loads of assets ready.
Yeah.
Loads of ideas which you've already done.
Exactly.
So that's cool. I don't need that skill because they're going to help me with that. Training and how to serve and tills and
everything.
That's all in there.
So training. So part of that lovely media kitchen you've seen.
Yes.
So although yes, it does serve a purpose for the videos.
Yeah. It's a real place.
It's really nice when I get wedding couples at this time of year. I get a lot of wedding couples that come in for taste testing. We had someone in yesterday, and got someone in tomorrow as well. But the other element of it is training.
Love that.
So they can come in there. So part of the training is done at the I call it the Rub Hub.
The
HQ.
Rub Hub. Yeah.
So part of the training is done there.
And coming for a rub. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Got a schedule though. Don't just turn up unannounced.
Okay, yes. I might get the wrong day.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, you probably will. And then part of it is on one of our trucks.
Yep.
And then the part of it's virtual. And the last part of their training is we do a road show in their area. So let's say you're Manchester.
Yes.
So Stephen signed up.
Yeah.
We've got roughly 8 to 12 week turnaround period, right? From you kind of signing, sign terms.
Training,
love that. Training, truck build, starting off the marketing, getting everything ready. So it's, let's say it's 12 weeks. Easter, we're now launching in Manchester for you.
Yeah. And
then what we do is a road show on your first day. So what becomes the first day of your business is the last day of your training. Amazing. So then we're with you on that day, inviting lots and lots of local influencers, people in the food.
And that's through your marketing agency?
Through us and the marketing agency.
Yes.
We do that together, collaboratively, and you get some free food, 50%.
And how do people win the gigs? So how do they win the weddings? How do they win the corporates? And how do they find the street food events?
Okay. So, a combination of things. So if we go back to, and they're not going to have to do this, but just to sort of paint the picture. So go back to, I started in 2017. So got through Christmas 2017. January 2018, I had 2 events in the diary, right? I had a wedding in March, and then a party for 150 people. It was my chiropractor's 50th birthday in the July, I think it was. That was it. So I literally went to office hours for the whole of January. Just sat there, me and the 2 dogs, and I would researched, phoning, emailing, just trying to get.
So you were just trying to set up opportunities.
Yeah. So, and that's what I did. And then by the end of January, I was like 65-70% booked for the year.
So is that because you went into your recruitment world, your estate agency world, your selling the car
just
world?
Just sort of tapping into that
mindset,
kind of mindset of just trying to explore opportunity. So forgetting gigs. So then to kind of come back to your questions, it's getting gigs. So the weddings, attend wedding fairs, right? So I'm doing a wedding fair this Sunday with Wedding Oasis guy, Michael Calder's photography, who's set up, and it's really good. Yeah, it's worth a shout.
Tag it.
Worth a shout. Yeah. I've done a few other doing Huntsmill Farm, another wedding fair. So try and get yourself out to local wedding fairs and create relationships.
So you just tell your franchisee, go to the wedding shows.
Exactly.
Corporates.
Yeah, corporates. A lot of them. There's various sort of ways you can get them through different platforms. There are some platforms you can find them on. The biggest part of it is our website and our marketing. So a lot of them come through directly through that, and then the other element is LinkedIn as well.
Oh, okay. Talk to me about LinkedIn. We had a session this morning about LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, I use it a lot in the recruitment world. A lot. To a point, I did a course like super user LinkedIn. Going back, probably 10 years or so ago. I then stopped using it completely for what I do now. Yeah. Didn't touch it at all. Right, so Instagram, TikTok, and
consumers actually, wasn't
Facebook.
it?
Yeah. So I didn't bother. But then over the last, it's probably about 6 or 7 months, I've really, really jumped back onto LinkedIn.
I know, because I see it.
Yeah.
So is that bringing in some opportunities?
Yes.
There you go.
But it takes time. It's not, you don't post something.
Got to tell the story.
I think it's with everything in every element of advertising marketing.
Yeah.
It's consistency, isn't it?
Yeah.
As after the sort of Q&A this morning, I had a lady asking me about it. And she said, I don't post a lot, but I've been posting for the last 14 months once a week on LinkedIn. I said, that's perfect. It's consistent.
Yes.
People might not see that straight away. It might take time to build it up.
Yeah. But it'll come, won't it?
It's even like like these guys here. So like if you're doing a street food event, like some of the events that you put on, people are there for food. They're turning up. They're expecting it.
Yeah.
But these guys here, they have to take their time to build up. They're not gonna, if you do an event on a Friday night at Eat Street and you're taking, a couple of £1,000, £3,000 or whatever, doesn't mean you come here and you're going to take the same amount.
No, it's consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just got to be here and keep doing what you do.
A lot of people give up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right, we've got a couple of minutes. So I want to ask you, if someone is starting a business today,
yes,
what 3 tips would you give them based on what you've learned?
Okay.
It could be any industry.
Okay.
What's the 3 things you say really important starting a business today? What should they be?
All right. The first thing is understand why you're starting it. Yeah. Now, I'm not one of those. I'm not necessarily. Oh, it's a problem that has to be answered. It doesn't have to be. I don't think that. I think your reason for starting the business is completely up to you. You might say, my reason for starting the business is because actually I want to work less, or I want to spend time around my
Do a
child,
school run.
or I want to, whatever it might be. That's got to be your reason.
Yeah.
Number 2, know what you're getting into.
What do you mean?
Because it is tough running a business.
Yeah.
It gets lonely.
Yeah.
It gets tiresome. Everything falls on you no matter what, especially even now, but in the first few years it can be tougher than you think. You might, I've over the kind of 8.5 years I've been doing this, I've seen a lot of people start and end in this particular business. You would have seen it over the years, and a lot of people that they'll turn up to an event and they'll be like, right, you've got 40 people in the queue, you must make a load of money. Let's look a good idea. What are you doing? A bit of pulled pork. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
They start their business. They're doing it alongside a job and realise actually it's a lot harder than you think. There's so much more involved to it. And also it can be all consuming. I mean, it literally can consume
take over.
you. It can take, I mean, we have a bit of a rule at home. To a point, kind of like 9 o'clock.
No pulled pork.
I can't look at.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, probably had enough of that. But no kind
Shut
of checking my emails and things after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
It plays on your mind, and it works most of the time. Third and final tip, I think, and it's probably one that's people have said to me over the years, and it's one that I will always say to people is, get a bit of self-awareness. Understand what you're really good at and what you're not good at. What you're not good at, learn it or get someone else to do it.
Yeah, big time, right? Because you can spend a lot of time trying to get good at something, you've missed everything else.
Well, I've quite a few times in the past and people have said, why don't you just do that yourself? Why don't you do that yourself? And I think, well, I could do that myself and learn how to do that, but then it detracts me from that.
Yeah.
And actually I'm adding more value to the business by me doing that and someone else doing that.
Amazing. Right, so we fast forward, what are we on now? In 4 years' time,
yes.
What does the Rub look like?
Okay, in 4 years' time, really pushing the franchise.
How many?
I'd like to be in the 30s.
30s?
Yeah.
Yes, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
That's it. Trucks, and then once we've got about 18 months of trucks running, and then I'd like look at the kiosk model as well.
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
Midsummer, just hold on tight.
This time.
The Rub may be coming near you. Mate, really enjoyable. I've spent 2 gigs with you today.
I know. How about that?
And that West. So
yes.
That's been amazing. I've seen you at the start of your journey, and I'm actually proud of what you do. You've got a really good reputation. You work hard. You know how to balance yourself as well. You told me about your new apartment and what you want to do in the future.
Yeah.
And actually, you don't have to always be in the business.
No.
Just set up the systems, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're just going to keep doing well. So, and I love your food. So
thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. Number 20.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.